fit with the RPA kind of questions, because they don't have many technical people. So it will be easier to crack the interviews if we understand this. Okay, right. Why RPA? So as we just discussed, right? So the next generation trend, as per the reports, as per the analysts, okay, by 2023, intelligent automation is going to rule the world. When we say intelligent automation, it could be anything. It could be driving a car. It could be what is that? Reducing lots of human effort based on gathering data, then doing the analysis, then giving the expert decision, etc. Say for example, I have a retail store, say Tesco, okay, or Walmart, okay, and Walmart needs certain kind of an information that in which store what are the items that are going useless every year. So if I understand that, right, then what Walmart can do, they can reduce the stock of that item in that particular store and move that item to another store where that item has demand, or they will stop that so that they can have the good benefits. Okay, so with that, what they need is, first they need to gather the data, then they need to analyze the data, and they need to take some decision. So to gather the data, easier way is using the robots. There are a lot of other ways, using data analysis tools or data mining tools. But again, from certain areas, if we need to capture certain information, robots are the easier way. For example, I have a Google Maps. Okay, so by using RPA, we can make it very easier. Saying by using the robo itself, we can identify the location the easier way. Say for example, now when I want to go to the location, I might get 4 or 5 different items. So by using intelligent automation, what we can do is uh, the software itself can analyze and can tell you better, hey, you go in this way, so that it will be easier, rather than you use your brain and decide what is the best way to reach the destination. Okay, so in the intelligent automation, and which is going to be the new era, okay, the least or the low hanging fruit is the robotic process automation. Okay, there are a lot of things. Okay, chatbots, virtual private assistants. Okay, then IT process automation, then building the complete ecosystem. But the problem is, all these are costlier and not proven yet. Okay, still there are a lot of challenges and a lot of issues. But RPA is already proven, working, and that is going to be the initial step towards intelligent automation. Okay, that is one of the reason why RPA is catching up. Is it clear, or any doubts?
No, clear.
Okay, so there are other benefits, like, okay, what we said, right? All this will come again. Okay, excuse me, just give me a minute. Hey, sorry, I have to take another call which has come. Okay. Right. So there are a lot of benefits. The major benefit with robot is activities will be quicker and cheaper. Okay, there are a lot of other benefits we can discuss during the actual sessions. And what are the major components in any of the tools? And let's move towards tools. Okay, and there are several tools like UiPath, Blue Prism, Automation, Anywhere, OpenSpan. There are many other tools. In this, now we are going to discuss about UiPath. If you ask why UiPath, UiPath also does the similar activities. I mean, almost all the tools does the activities in the same way. But one advantage is with UiPath is it's cheaper compared to other tools. Then it's proven already, used by many companies and satisfied. Then availability. So UiPath is easily available to the people. Say you can use UiPath for a month or 2 months trial version. After that also it can be extended. Okay, so these are the three major reasons why UiPath is emerging compared to other tools. Okay, in the UiPath, what are the major parts? Robo Studio and the orchestrator. Say for example, you have Selenium. In Selenium, you have WebDriver, maybe IDE, RC, and then Grid, something like that. So we have in UiPath, Robo Studio, and Orchestrator. By the way, what's your core area, Jay?
I'm a test automation architect.
Oh, you are a test automation architect. Then you must be using Selenium or QTP or Test Complete, whatever it is.
I'm against to the open source tool, so I don't encourage the Selenium. So I never learned it. I never encourage my project. So
Okay.
I use a QTP, SOAP UI, Sahi, all these tools.
Okay. So you are very well used with UFT, QTP, right?
Yeah, end-to-end.
Right. So in the UiPath, we have two major parts, Robo Studio and Orchestrator. So Robo Studio is a designer tool. What we do is we develop the workflows using the designer tool. Develop the workflows, then debug and maintain the workflows. So this is the major advantage of the designer. Okay, and what is a workflow? Workflow is a one process. So process is the business terminology. So workflow is the technical terminology. Then orchestrator is kind of a scheduling and monitoring tool. Where you can deploy the robots. Okay, then you can organize the robots and you can schedule them when this should be executed. Say for example, you want to capture the data from a Naukri website every day in the morning, okay, to see how many new jobs has opened. Okay, then you can schedule your robo to run once in the morning, or you want your robot to be live every time. okay, to respond to your customer as part of, say, for example, chatbot. Chatbot is a one robot which is running behind the chat window. So when you go to a company, there will be a chat window pop-ups and someone will respond to you. So it will be a robot. It will not be a person. Okay. But that bot is running every time, all the time. Okay. Then monitoring the robo works. Okay, sometimes robo might fail for some reasons, and sometimes it might not giving the proper results. So monitoring. So all these activities can be done using orchestrator. Any doubt?
No.
Any doubts?
No, no, no.
Okay. So these are the two major items which are there as part of the UiPath. Okay, so now we have discussed a lot of theory. Okay, let us see the tool in action. So this is UiPath Studio. I'm just opening it.
Surendra, one quick question.
Yeah.
So when you say develop the workflows, does it covers everything, the functional and back end, front end, and web services, everything, or is there any certain limitations on this tool?
I don't say limitations, but again, you see, this is mostly used for processes, right? Business processes. Okay, so in the most of the business processes, there will be user interface. Okay, so we don't use web services here in business process.
Okay, the reason why I asked is, like, let's suppose we have some Gmail account login.
Right.
Okay, so while automating it, we do enter certain credentials like user ID and password.
Right.
So when we enter those values, this UiPath tool can be able to validate the success message, or can it go beyond backend and get the values, get the credentials from the backend system, or by using either web services or by using any database call and validates it and proceed from then and there, or just a UI validation? Did you get my question?
Right. So what you are asking is, when you give a user credentials, okay. So whether these credentials are valid or invalid, how UiPath is going to validate? Is it your question, Jay?
Yes.
Okay. So in short, it is going to validate by using the user interface only. Okay, it's not going to validate using DB calls or web services. But UiPath can get into the database and can fetch the results by using the API calls. But we don't need to worry, that UiPath takes care. At the same time, Gmail also, not only Gmail or Outlook, where there is a POP or where there is an SMTP. Okay, in all those areas, UiPath can go and get the messages, get the mails, read the mails, okay, and download the attachments if required. Okay, send the mails. Okay, it can do everything a human can do with a mail. Okay, internally it uses the API calls, but we don't need to worry about that. So there will be a properties window where you need to enter the appropriate information.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm just opening a blank project. Is that clear, Jay?
Yeah.
So you see,
I already looked the tool and all.
Sorry?
I already looked into the tool, so
oh, okay.
I had some idea.
Great. You see, these are the different activities available. Okay. So for example, if you want to get the Outlook messages, then you need to enter all this information. That's it. Internally, UiPath manages how to get the mail messages.
So what is the extent of coding is required?
I don't think you need to be you need to do much of coding, but some places you need to use the coding, but it will be mostly on VB scripting or .NET code. So, for example, you have lots of information, say like a grid kind of an information, which you want to keep it in a dictionary object, and you want to process that dictionary object by doing some coding. Okay, then you can use dictionary dot something, but most of the code that we will use as part of UiPath, I would suggest no need to use our brain. Just if we'll type the requirement in Google, we'll get the code.
No. My question is right. So it says that VB is good, right? No need to go only for .NET, right? Understand?
No need to. And I can say person with 5 to 10% of coding skills can use UiPath.
Yeah, I know. No, only thing is why I asking that me and Ravi are famous, right? When we go into deeper, right? Are you going to show me some of the examples of the coding where we need to do it, and you can give the examples for us?
Right.
Okay.
That
so whenever we go, right? Yeah, there are a few things right? In UiPath, okay, this feature is not available. Any kind of this scenario comes, okay, you need to modify the code. You need to write the code, right? Such kind of scenarios also will be adding, right?
Yes. Those scenarios will be part of the session, but in reality, right, we will use coding. Very less amount of coding we'll use.
Yes, I agree, because most of the time, right, we don't want to go and write something code, but if you say most of people doesn't know an interview, right? Hey, coding. Okay, what are the things? At least hey, this scenario, if this kind of scenario comes, you can write a code. There is a logic, you need to use it. So we want to be very clear on that. That's what I'm just asking.
Right. I understand where you are coming from, Jay. And see, at the moment, the training, what I'm doing, right? I'm focusing on 3 things mostly. So one is 20% theory approximately. Okay, so 80% will be practical sessions. Okay, and 30% of the time will discuss about the interview questions. So the reason is sorry.
Before the question, right? So when we take a real section, right? I want to go. Are you going to share the slides also, right? All that slides which you're going to show us.
Right. I will share it.
Yeah, and also you are going to tell one section, initial section, in-depth knowledge about the RPA, right? Because before going to okay.
Right, because this is a demo session, right? I'm only picking few things which are very minimal, because we have scheduled for an hour only. Okay, so that's the reason I'm picking only few things.
No, I understand why I'm asking, right? I want, because nobody knows in the market who are working in RPA also. I know it, right? They don't have any knowledge of RPA because they're not coming from the background of a business analyst or analytical side or a QA side. They are from a different technology. They're just jumping it. But nobody has a real knowledge of RPA. What is RPA? What is that methodology? What is the framework and all that? And also, I want to know the UiPath framework or automation framework.
Sorry, what is that last? I missed. UiPath?
Automation framework, because most whatever we should have a framework, right? Some kind of framework.
Right.
So in the market, nobody knows the framework, because framework is one of the, even though you develop a automation, anything UiPath, right? If it's not structured, it's not in a disciplined manner, it doesn't be success. So, because we are like an expert, me and Ravi working in 14 years, we want to learn something, we want to learn in the right way, so that we want to be very clear on that. That's my question.
Right. understand, Jay, where you are coming from. So that's what I told, right? So this theory will help you in understanding RPA and UiPath internals. Okay, how UiPath is working internally. Okay, so for example, when I was teaching QTP, UFT long back. Nowadays, I am not teaching QTP. Okay, so I used to explain how QTP is recognizing the objects, what is the algorithm inside that is working, and why sometimes the recorded session might fail during the execution. What is the difference between the recording methodology and execution methodology, the algorithm behind that. Okay, so which nowhere you will understand, or which nowhere it is available either in documentation or somewhere. Okay, so in the same way, say, you know, right, QTP uses quicksort algorithm, but if you go and search in Google, we will not get that information how spy is working on. Okay,
Yeah. That is nobody, unless somebody works hard,
right,
really they cannot understand why we go for descriptive programming,
right,
why we need to write the regular expressions and all to handle all such kind of scenarios.
right. So the advantage for me here is business. Just for your information, I head sales as well. Okay, so I take care of the QA sales in the company. So I have one sales director and two inside sales people with me. So that's the reason I go and analyze the Gartner reports, NASCOM reports, all those stuff. So one is have the business knowledge, and the second is technical. Okay, being an architect, so there are a lot of things we do on the technical side. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is one advantage. This information I am going to share as part of the theory. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's one. And practical sessions, anyway, in the practical sessions, I told, right, whatever the different activities. So you have asked email or maybe web scraping or coding, all those stuff will come. And at the moment, I am giving the highest priority to this. Okay, the reason is first you need to enter into the company. Okay, that's the reason whenever I am explaining either theory or practical, I am also touching on interview questions.
Yeah, I got it. Now,
Right?
why I'm asking this question, right? We are not a student, right? Because
Sorry?
being working and we are not students, because we cannot fool them, go there, right? Or we'll be very insecure. We want to know the process, go into the ethically, we want to do our job.
Right.
That's it.
Right. But again, say if we give emphasis on some question, right? So it will be registered in your mind. It will be easier to crack the interview.
Yeah.
Okay. So in the interest of time, I'm just jumping into the tool. Okay. So we'll just see how to automate a sample workflow. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is the user interface. In detail, I will explain in classes because there are a lot of things here to explain. But what I am doing is I am first adding a flowchart here. What I'll do is let me open Chrome. Okay, let me open ebay.com and then I want to type a laptop. I want to capture this information and put it in one Excel sheet. That is what one thing I want to do. Okay, so this is, we call it as web scraping. Okay, we'll see how it is easier with UiPath. Okay, so first what I am doing is I'm not using the activities. I'm just going with the recording now. Okay. I have clicked on web recording. Then I'm going to enter a laptop here. Click on search button. Now all these items are displayed. I just clicked escape, save and exit. See, now this has displayed a sequence. If I double click on that, now I am within or inside the sequence. Here I can see all the step-by-step activities. Okay, entered a laptop in the text box, then clicked on a button. Okay, come back to here. Then I want to attach to the start node. So this is the start node. Okay, I did a right click and clicked on set as start node. Okay, then what I want to do is I want to do a scraping, data scraping. So this is a data scraping wizard. Here what I need to do is I want to capture this information. What I need to teach the robot is what are the similar activities, so that, say for example, for this it may be a tag 1, it may be a tag 2. Okay, so when I select these two, UiPath internally interprets how the structure is defined in this website. Then it will capture all the other elements with the same structure, say tag 1, tag 2 and tag 3, tag 4, something like that. Okay, so I say this as product name and this is URL. Okay, so you see UiPath has captured all the information, names and the URLs in the current page. Then I want to also capture this rate. Rate. See, all the rates information is captured. And I also want to capture where it is, from China or from Malaysia. Location. See, this has captured all the information.